These days, I'm very much interested in talking about what's going on in America. This is not for Americans because they already know what's happening in America. Today, I want to talk about the row over H1B visas. This is what's happening in America now, and it concerns Indians. That's why I chose to talk on this. Anyway, H1B visa is a type of visa for foreign workers to come and work in America. And this is mainly for the software industry and mainly for Indians. This was started in the 19 no actually it was started in 1990 during the Bush administration, because that was when the software IT industry was picking up and they needed workers. And this is a temporary visa. It's a work visa, and you're here only to work, not for settling down. And if you lose your job, then you have to go back to India. This is how it works. And since 1990, thousands and thousands of Indians came here on H1B visa, and many of them even settled down because green card is something they wanted, and the employer said, if you work certain number of years, we will sponsor you to, um, you know, um, green card. And there's another visa through which Indians come to America. It's called F1 visa. This is a student visa. So you come. This is another way Indians used to come here to America. So they get F1 visa, and then they get some degree from, usually computer degree from American university, and then they will get an H1B visa and remain here with a job. How it works is, there are recruiting companies, also called consulting companies, and they used to use the word headhunters at that time. Anyway, headhunters are consulting groups, and they're mainly run by Indians, somewhat crooked Indians. So the student, when he graduates, he goes to them, and they will take him in, and they will put him on bench. Putting on bench means, it's like, the time between the consulting company accepts him as his client and when he gets actually hired by an American company. So these students, H1B aspirants, they sit on bench, that the consulting company usually rents an apartment and puts like 10 Indians to one apartment, 2 or 3 bedrooms, and so they all share that space. While on bench, the consulting company is supposed to pay them because they have to live, and so they usually give them a small amount of money for groceries and such. But you know so when the consulting company finds a job, they will send, actually, they help the students make up a resume in which they actually put lots and lots of fake experience and fake skills, and they will train them in whatever software is in demand, and then they will, I think, conduct mock interviews to prepare them for interviews. And when they send them to interview, if they get a job, if they get the job, then the person will go to wherever the company is. And let's say the company pays X amount of salary to the person they hired. The consulting company will get a cut out of it, and whatever remains is for the employee. And this is how it's going on. And the reason American companies still hires Indian workers is, they say that there are not enough STEM candidates with STEM skills in America. STEM is actually an acronym. It's STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. So they say that there are not enough people skilled in these areas, and so that's why they have to get Indians from India to work in America. And, this is really not completely true. There are many people in Indians who are, very smart and very skilled, like people from IITs or JNTU. I mean, people who studied in proper engineering colleges, IITs and regional engineering colleges and that kind of stuff. They're good and they get hired, and I think, but they're for one good candidate from India, there are like 500 mediocre Indians. But these consulting companies help them, get a job. And the conditions in, during the bench time um, where they live, they're very, very humiliating and sordid conditions. Like, because a lot of people are sharing one apartment, and uh, they usually get their clothes and beds get infested with bed bugs, and using one bathroom, they get foot infections, and they're kind of like not very well fed either. They're very humiliating and sordid conditions. And the thing that these American employers say, that they need STEM skilled foreign workers. This is their skill is what is why they hire them. But that is not exactly true, because the wages they pay H1B visa holders is a fraction of what they have to pay American workers. Let's say they pay $85,000 a year, and Americans, Indians will be very, very, very happy with it, because that's a lot of money. 85,000 multiplied by $87. When I came here, the dollar was 25 rupees, but today it's 87 rupees. So that's the amount of money they used to make, and they're very frugal. And eventually they get married and buy huge mansion-like houses in the suburbs, with 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and backyard and front yard, and 3 cars with three-car garages, and the wives, they buy so much gold jewelry and nice clothes, silk saris and such. And when they go to India, the friends and relatives, they treat them as royalty because it's a lot of money. And in India, they go to upscale restaurants where they are treated as VIPs, and they stay in 5-star hotels. And, you know, life is very good for Indians with these H1B visas. But if you offer the same amount of salary to Americans, it's not enough. I mean, they won't be excited like the Indians are, for with 85,000, they pay rent or mortgage, and they eat and they send their kids to school, but other than that, not much. And college, certainly not, because colleges here are very, very, very expensive. And they like to take vacations, but they have to be careful with that. But whereas Indians, they're very happy with it. And the second thing is, uh, you know uh, Americans work 40 hours a week, but Indians happily work 80 hours instead. And there is the overtime. If an American works overtime, he has to be paid 1.5 times his normal wage rate. And I don't think Indians are aware of it, and they don't demand it. They happily work 80-hour work weeks, 90 hours without complaining and without overtime. And, you know, but Americans don't put up with such stuff. Americans value their weekends. On weekends, on Sundays, they go to brunch. Uh, Brunch is not something I don't think many Indians even know about. And on Friday nights and Saturday nights, Americans go out and hang out in the bars or nightclubs with their friends and enjoy. And these are not something that Indians really, really care about. So this is really the reason that American companies like to hire Indians. Indians are very poor. Like only a fraction of Indians who come here are well off, but the rest are like either poor or lower middle class or middle class. And for anybody from poor to slightly upper middle class, $85,000 is a great, great, great amount of money. In any case, this is going on since 1990, but hardly any Americans know about the existence of H-1B visas. It's only, the companies, human resources of the companies that hire them, the consulting companies, and the H-1B visa aspirants. These are the people who know about it, but the rest of Americans don't know about it. And even like politicians and nobody knew about H-1B visas, and now it's 2025 and it has changed. Americans are all getting to know what H-1B visa is. I mean, this knowledge is so new that many people are very, very hesitant and you know unsure when they say this name. They say HB visa, like Steve Bannon, Trump's mentor. He's a very smart guy and very well educated. Even he says HB visa. And Al Sharpton, the black leader, he also say the HB visa. But anyway, now people are getting to know about H1B visa, and this is all in the news and here in America and also in India right now. And it's a hot topic. And Americans uh, from all walks of life are coming to know about H-1B visa, and they are not happy about it. So what's going to happen, with H-1B visas, and what's the future of H-1B workers, and are they still going to continue to enjoy this, or is it going to be restricted? All of that is going to be played out in 2025.